We're live again. Hello, welcome back into this stream. Hello, hello world.
Is Maya still there?
It wasn't Maya. It was Angel.
Oh, Angel?
Yeah, James's fiance.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey Angel.
yeah.
It's Maya.
She me and Angel got to talking. She's been helping me a lot with like Twitch related stuff. So yeah, but
There you go.
I guess she's got the vid right now.
Well, what else are you gonna do at 11 a.m., 11 p.m.? Guess it's
Have to say side
Mike's
note. A lot of the times when I mention these awful
loud.
killers having a hard upbringing, I see a handful of comments from people suggesting that I'm
That good?
siding with the bad guy, the killer, or I'm making
Okay.
it more about him or her being a victim. And I just have to say,
I'm wearing a dress.
just so you know, I'm not making excuses for that.
Got a cute dress. Also, though, it was like kind of bunched up.
Like that. I like to know the full story. I like to.
Oh, I just can't lift my.
Well, yeah, you have to do the other way.
Family did the
You have to go towards the middle here.
that if you are abused or anything as a child, you're going to grow up to be serious.
Cute boots.
Absolutely 100% not. No. For me personally, I just like to get the full story, and I know some of you guys do as well. So that's why I put it in. I am not trying to make this
Already dropped frames? Come on now. Like, it's not as bad, but come on. Bullshit.
So during high school, David began.
Man, I had such good internet when I
during
did for my.
this time of abusing drugs and alcohol is when
You know what I'm saying?
No, I've never paid for it.
pornography and
So?
the BDSM.
Okay.
I had like a collection.
Gotcha.
that kept that his dad was
I paid for a better internet plan.
You know, this was the 50s and 60s, so it's definitely very different. It was just different. Come on, 50s and 60s was just, it seemed like the most judgmental.
Well, we don't need like a fancy internet plan for the stuff that we stream.
Pretty gnarly stuff. He had photos, he had drawings that David had made, and he.
Well, it's more about just
in the 50s and
because
60s,
upload
so
speed is always lower on American
found this, it
internet
probably,
plans.
like,
I don't know.
alarmed her. She was probably like, "What the." I have to add some humor to this because this story is so heavy, and if I joke around a lot, look, I have to. It's the only way I can get through this one. She never spoke about it until his trial decades later, which we'll get into. She never said anything. On the outside, looking.
Dude, our fucking.
Best of his.
We got a new
Okay,
person.
that's actually Maya.
He received an
Oh, hi, Maya.
discharge, and while he was in the
Hi.
as a mechanic, and throughout his adult life, he worked as one as well. He was pretty much a mechanic since
The cat for a minute. I
all
didn't.
the way up until the 50s. All of
What?
his coworkers
Said I thought I saw the cat for a minute. I did not.
were great.
She doesn't come downstairs like ever. I don't understand.
She comes down into my room. But you close your door, that's
funny. David, he would
Yeah.
use his own tools to
doesn't help that you.
be better at his job, and he was a crafty little man.
I don't know, man. It's a security issue.
Huh? We gotta be keeping an eye out.
Who's going into your room at 3 p.m.? Mom and Dad are usually
His first wife. I couldn't exactly find an age.
3 a.m.
This happened
Well, okay. If you must know, motherfucker, it's because I do have memories of Dad waking me up in the middle of the night and rousting me out of bed to be a douchebag. So
Oh, he's done that to me before too, but like still.
Took it with a grain of salt. She thought
well,
he was just
when that can sometimes result in you getting hit,
suffering. He really
it's a little bit traumatic.
didn't do anything
Meow, meow,
So I
meow.
lock my door at night.
Hey, there we go.
increasingly
Hi.
disturbing behavior throughout
There you go. You got 2 followers now.
what
Yay.
their marriage. No one
2's better than 0.
behavior was. The only thing I could find was that
I mean, I technically have
So,
like
I'm
5
not the fact
followers.
that confided in her about possibly
But-
killing somebody, to me, I feel like that would have been like
That doesn't mean you have 5 people watching you every time you stream, you know?
So, David was married 4 times, and each of those times ended in divorce. Didn't really have the best luck in relationships. So he ended up having 2 daughters throughout the marriages. One of them, Glenda.
Wait, what is she putting on right now?
Called her Jessie. I won't name the other one because it kind of. First of
What?
all, I couldn't really even find her name. Second of all,
Shit.
really even want to be associated with the dude. So
We vibing.
okay. Flash forward to.
I'm just watching some Bailey Sarian.
In his 50s now. He lives in New Mexico. He lives in a small town. It's called Elephant Butte. It looks like.
I'm gonna close literally every extra tab.
They would name it Elephant.
Any extra programs? I don't have any extra programs open. I'm just making sure it's not my computer's resources that are low, but I'm 99% sure it's just our network.
Which Wi-Fi are you?
I have a wired connection for the 50th time.
To which one?
You don't choose a network when it's a wired connection. It just connects.
Well, okay, if it just connected to the 5G, that's why.
No, you don't connect to the 5G or the 2.4G because you're not connecting to Wi-Fi because it's a wireless connection, Alexa.
Well, then maybe that's why your thing's so shitty.
This is the angry stream that we're rebranding. We're angry now. That's our vibe.
We're angry?
Yep.
I'm not angry.
I'm pissed.
Why?
Because you don't understand basic networking terms.
Because I've never had to do basic network terms.
Well, you've never chosen to do basic network terms.
I never had to.
You never chose to.
I never had to. Oh, are you the one freezing?
Yeah, I think it's our network. I think we just have like not. It's Mediacom. I don't know what to say, man. And they
It's
also
not
just have.
Mediacom anymore. We don't have that anymore.
Oh, what do you have?
No, we just don't have Mediacom anymore. Because remember, the derecho destroyed the box. So we don't have Mediacom anymore. We're just on one random thing.
What do you mean one random thing?
Like, we don't have Mediacom anymore. I don't know what the fuck we have. We change, like, every month.
You know you have, like, 3 ISPs max in any area in the U.S.? Max.
Yeah, we switch back and forth, like, every month.
That's just not true. I've been here for multiple months.
Go ask
We've had the
Mom.
same goddamn internet the whole time. It hasn't changed one bit.
Yeah, but it changed twice before you got here.
That's not every month.
Fine, every 3 months. Oh my god, you act like I remember what the fuck we were doing last year.
Well, you claimed to remember.
All I remembered is that we switched it a few times.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Oh,
I don't know what month was
sometimes.
what month. I was asleep most of the time.
I don't even know what my own name is half the time. I'm
Looks
just
like you make
trying
no
to
sense.
Just dude, for real though. Thank you.
You make no sense.
Oh no, this is. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills over here.
Getting it insulted on my first Twitch stream.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to Twitch, bitch.
Aren't they supposed to be nice to you the first time?
Oh fuck no! You clearly have never seen a Twitch stream.
I've never had to.
What is it with you and had to? Like, have you been forced to do everything you've ever done in your life? You've never just once been like, I wonder what it would be like to do this, or, oh, it sounds like fun to do that. You've never had anything that you just chose to do
online
without having to do it.
The only thing I ever really did online was get a YouTube profile, and then I got a book profile because I was forced to. And
What?
oh, you know what?
he like ripped out the
Wanong
of porn magazine.
Mango is like Mangogo, like the site where you
Okay,
read your
yeah,
books.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was forced to put a password in there to have it personalized.
Sex toys.
Those are the only two things I ever actually wanted. I was actually forced to get every other social media source because my friends wouldn't respond to actual messages.
Home Depot.
So, no, not really. I've just never really been interested into
So true.
I've never really been that interested in the internet before, I guess.
I'm talking about this.
It just wasn't like really one of my passions.
You nasty.
I don't know, man.
The whole base of it.
It's
was
just
nails
always there.
Sticking up.
It's ever
poking around.
present.
There were more nails. That
How
were
can you escape it?
cleaner, like facing outward.
Even when you think
So this
you're
toy
offline,
obviously not made for pleasure.
you're
It's made
you
for
might actually be
a
online.
couple of different penetration machines.
Okay, well, if I don't know I'm online, then does it really matter to me? I still think I'm offline, so what's the difference of me thinking I'm offline and not
Some kind
actually being offline?
not made for
I'm
pleasure.
like, either
Yeah.
way, it doesn't affect me.
Yeah, that's actually a common argument with the whole like intro to psych, like brain in a jar theory that like you could just be a brain in a jar experiencing like the Matrix basically.
And he put that in
Yeah.
the room.
A lot of people would argue that there's not really
Walls, he's
a discernible difference if you can sense the world around you, whether or not it's the Matrix, it's real to you.
a mirror was
Exactly.
mounted on the ceiling above the gynecologist's chair, so whoever was
I think I'm offline. I am offline.
wooden contraption that would bend
Yep.
victims over. And
But in reality, you're like terminally online and you're hooked up like in the Matrix where it's like a bunch of tubes and you're
Well,
in
I'm
jelly
probably
and
technically,
you're like, you know that.
I'm
type
probably
of shit.
technically always online because I do
area of
listen to YouTube like nonstop.
That's
but,
what I'm
like,
saying.
I don't like comment or anything on it.
David.
But you're there. You're
I'm there.
existing in that space.
He
I am, but like I don't really
God
think
damn,
about
we're
it.
dropping so much frames. What the fuck is up with this fucking
disgusting
cheap ass, bitch ass, fucking stupid ass, busted ass internet?
and Butte. Now on this evening,
Welcome to our house,
undercover police officer he approached a
my
second
house,
woman was Cynthia.
our parents' house.
In a parking lot, she offered him
Look, you do.
robbery.
In fact, here you can take two.
He told her that she was under arrest.
Oh no, my one weakness, two middle fingers.
And technically, your pinkies could be counted as one too if we're doing it in a different language.
Into his trailer, his house, where she was
Is
Is that actually true?
chained to a
Have you ever seen any actual proof that that is true?
collar with a bunch of
The pinkies are
Yes.
like, yeah, other cultures do it because that's
According to
Same
whomst?
thing.
She was in captivity.
who is exactly
Like, I've got to get out.
like if you look it up.
Knew she had
My friend on the playground when I was in
No,
third grade.
I looked it up one time and it said that your like
you gonna
either
look it
your
up?
thumbs.
Look it up.
Yeah,
and she's supposed to super.
I'm gonna
D-
look it up.
Cynthia isn't due.
Does
now.
the pinky up
Gets a phone call. Bring, bring, bring.
mean the same thing as the middle finger?
Cynthia is on the bed. She looks over and she sees that Cindy accidentally
Busted ass phone doesn't
to
work.
Busted ass.
The keys were on
Oh my god, man, we're just always dropping frames.
So Cindy's on the phone like
We haven't dropped any in the last 2 seconds. It's still at 48%.
in the room. She's on the phone. And Cynthia's like, dude, it's like now or never.
48% dropped frames over the last 2 minutes means you have some stuttery ass fucking video.
So she's
Yay.
kind of struggling. She's kind of like, when there's a lot of adrenaline running through your body.
God.
You're shaking. You're not being very quiet. So Cindy's on the phone and she hears like some jiggling and some struggling happening. And she's like, let me call you back. Click. So she goes back to the room and she sees that Cynthia has gotten the keys and she's unlocking herself. Cynthia's like her adrenaline just pumping. So then Cindy jumps on top of her, is trying to fight her, trying to like pretty much knock her out. Cindy then grabs a lamp that was on the table and she like knocks it over Cynthia's head. She's trying to knock her unconscious. But Cynthia managed to unlock her chains, free her hands. So then some reason, there's an ice pick that was nearby, and Cynthia grabs the ice pick and she stabs Cindy with
Okay.
it. I've read.
I think that angle might
like
actually.
she stabs
better.
Cindy in like the head above her ear, but then I read somewhere else that she.
I guess it doesn't matter which finger in China. It's just any finger.
Stabs
It's a
Once
means-
Cindy falls onto the floor, Cynthia just
Really?
flies out
Yeah.
the front door.
Well, so it's just disrespectful to point.
Yeah.
On her neck.
But it's not.
She's just making a run.
In
But that's
China.
not the same as putting a middle finger up. You're not pointing
Hold
your
on.
middle finger towards the person. You're pointing it up.
Sadly, like people were driving, they didn't want any. They just didn't want to get involved. Okay, they're just driving, and they're like, no. But Cynthia just keeps running. She keeps running to different homes, knocking on the door. People aren't answering. She goes to another home, and some lady answers, brings her in, and
They're
they call the
what?
police.
That's
So
their
they
heart.
Come out there to where
It's pinky swear, not like swear as in curse.
for wounds and whatnot, for injuries, and the police are questioning her.
It's the heart thing that BTS does. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't know this? Oh fuck, I forgot how to do it. Oh wait, fuck. How do you do it? Is it this? Am I doing it? I think I'm doing it. I think I got it.
What they claim. Cynthia doesn't know that like
Close
the police
enough.
aren't really taking her seriously, but she's just telling them her whole story. While in the hospital talking.
Oh holy shit. Yeah, I had been responding.
Guess who it is? It's
But now I don't know how I responded.
It's not.
yelling like that's her.
Wait, can you hear us now?
The police question Cindy. They go down to the home and they end up like searching the home. So when police officers go into the home, they see like it's a complete mess. They see that there are chains around the bed, also a bucket where Cynthia had told police she was using this bucket as her bathroom. So when police saw this, they knew Cynthia wasn't lying. There were obvious signs of a struggle. There was a broken lamp on the floor. There were chains.
I don't know. After I finish this.
Everything that Cynthia had told them. So Cindy and David were both
Damn, you're going to bed that early?
questioning. So then
Holy shit, Alexa.
the home, and then they go into the backyard, and then that's when they see everything. They go
Kind of.
and they saw a
This
variety
orange
of
juice
tiny
is very strong.
box. So one was labeled Satan's Den, and then another said the lure of Satanism. The final sign is what
I'm getting
investigators see Satanism as David's motive in all of this. So right next to the sign that
Oh, here we go, dropping frames again.
with a very
Man, I don't know what the fuck is up with this internet.
pointing towards the large black gynecologist chair. And then inside
Oh, it's good that you can hear us now.
clipboard. It was hanging on the wall and it looked
I did get another dropped frames warning, so who knows how long it'll last.
1990.
But yeah.
It had a ton of dates on this clipboard. For example, it said like February 7th, 1994, and then next to it, it would say 27, and then underneath that, April 16th, 1994, 33, and then the list goes on and on and on with tons of dates and numbers all the way to like 1997. Investigators believe it was a tally mark showing the number of assaults he had committed. So there were
Jesus fucking Christ.
photos of his victims in bondage. Some were gassed.
All those tallies were the number of assaults he had committed?
Pain. They had Polaroid pictures of them, and they were all over. Also on the bulletin
Oh, she was
board was
fucked up
a
one.
big old note
Yeah.
with some set guidelines David had set for himself or maybe for like others. And it said, quote, "A woman will do or say anything to get loose. They will kick, they will scratch, offer money, bite, yell, beg, scream, run, offer sex, threaten, lie, wait for opportunity, standard excuses and sob stories, menstruating, pregnant," and then like it just lists a bunch of excuses the victims may give. Then it goes on to say, quote, "Don't let her get to you. If she's worth taking, she is worth keeping, and she must
Oh my God.
get to hypnosis before the woman can be safely released.
The fuck?
Chained captive." End quote. So then investigators begin to review this tape that was in the camcorder. They see David is right beside a lady and she's tied up in this chair and she's naked, and it's very obvious to them that the lady in the chair wasn't fully awake or aware. She seemed to be really out of it, in and out of consciousness. She did not look to be of someone who could give any type of consent as to what was happening in that moment. Then while they're watching this VHS tape, a voice recording kicks in. You see David like hit the play button on his tape player thing, I guess. You see, David would play an audio tape for his victims before he would assault and torture them. This douchebag, he called it a hypnosis track. The introductory tape explained that David was playing a torture game. It was David's voice explaining how he would torture them and what they were going to endure. So I guess every time he would bring a new victim in, he would tie them up to this chair, and then he would play the tape. It reminds me of Saw, the movie, you know? So also David, he described his acts to be not only for himself, but also for the congregation of the Church of Satan. You can hear the full audio recording on YouTube if you are curious. I am not.
That's so weird, because, like,
One, it's
the only
extremely
two,
absolutely
like,
disgusting and disturbing. Two,
actually
1 minute long.
well-known,
Travels forever. It's the worst. He's not very good at hypnosis.
satanic organizations have
Idea.
nothing to do with, like,
Saying, "Hello,
ritual violence or anything like
comfortable
that.
right now?" Doubt it. He then goes on to explain like how he's going to stick things in all of the holes, that the body has a lot of holes and I will stick all of them. Throughout the whole recording, he just rambles a lot of like sexual nonsense. He needs like a coloring book or something, I don't know. Then finally it's like nope. So there's a side B to this hypnosis track. It continues. It goes
shit,
on forever.
that's sad.
And I didn't feel like no hypnosis after listening to it. Okay. Anyways, it just further proves that he is a pathetic piece of human garbage. Police are looking at the footage and they're trying to figure out who is this lady in the chair on this recording.
See, I want that pink.
Recognize her? Can anybody recognize this lady?
The eyeshadow?
Do we want to speak to her? So they
He does it a
Is that
certain
even
way.
pink?
Yeah.
They see that she has a
Really?
large tattoo.
Yeah, it's like
like-
between an orange and a pink.
It's like blood orange.
Determine what this
Yeah.
tattoo is.
Dude,
It
does
matches
anyone
her
remember in the 2010s when blood orange was a thing for like 1 year?
It still
Shout out to
is.
blood orange.
It still is a thing. Ices.
But they are somehow able to determine
Shaved
what
eyes and
tattoo is. Now,
other things.
super unique.
It's just not really a color you wear for clothes as much.
It's not like something simple like a heart or whatever.
Neon's not in anymore.
They are somehow able to
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like the thing for like 1 year.
get it out
Yeah.
there. They get it
In
out
like 2014, I want
somehow.
Just because neon was a thing.
This is your tattoo.
See, that's pink.
Forward. We really need to
That's
Just
pink?
mixing them.
Her
Yeah.
fingernails are pink.
No, the
they put it out.
shadow, the stuff on the brush is pink right now.
Oh,
She's
okay.
switching.
Yeah, I see what you.
At the time, and she's like, "Hey."
She switches to blend it.
Yeah,
It's a whole system.
I know.
Truth or consequences, and then they.
I want to be able to do makeup like.
Tape. So let me tell you now, Kelly's story.
Fuck, I'd love to be able to do makeup that fancy.
Kelly later
I am not
testified
very
July
good at
24th,
makeup.
1996.
I can do some of her eyeshadow. It just depends on what we're doing.
This time she was living in Elephant Butte.
And it also depends on how much time I have. I'm better at doing it on other people too.
Go play pool and have a couple of adult beverages.
It's a lot harder to do it yourself
It's a
than
local
it's to do.
bar where a lot of people in the neighborhood go. They decide just to hang out there and play pool. Now,
Well, the thing with makeup is
this bar, Kelly runs into.
you want to only have a little when you start, and then you can all.
Do you remember what David's daughter's name was? Well, her name's Jessie. Jessie is David's daughter. Okay, she's hanging out at the.
Oh, really? That's cool. I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So when Kelly's friends decided to go home,
Dude, that would be
Kelly felt
awesome.
comfortable hanging out with Jessie. Towards the end of the night, Kelly said she was feeling really dizzy, ill. She was feeling sick, and she only had one beer, and she needed a ride home. So
That's why you never go to a bar alone, kids.
ride home, and Jesse's like,
Yeah, I've definitely never gone to a bar alone.
And also keep your drink on you at all times.
Okay, that's good advice, though.
David's daughter, she drugged the beer that Kelly was drinking, and instead of driving her home, she drove Kelly to David's.
Make sure it's someone you trust too.
Was attached to Kelly, and she was locked up in the.
Don't just take a random stranger to the bar with you. Take someone you trust, like a girlfriend or something like that.
She was being consistently drugged, so he thinks.
Yeah.
Or one of your bros, or
like the side of
bro
the
chachas.
something, and he
Don't
drops
care.
her off.
Someone you
Yeah, I don't
trust.
really do bros a whole lot, but.
I know this is confusing, but another man.
Dudes, bros,
Actually,
bro chachas.
at that time when when she was dropped off by the stranger.
Roasterinos.
Believed she was actually cheating on him.
Robamas.
Dude, that's...
Didn't believe her story at all. She was saying to her husband that she didn't remember what happened.
Dude, that's is a girl.
And she just didn't remember. And he did not.
No.
Dude, that's...
Dude is a gender neutral term.
Dude, that's...
Dude is a gender neutral term.
Dude, that's...
I refer you to the main character of that Good Burger thing.
Well, yeah, I know.
Who says, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes.
Oh. Dude, that's...
No! All people can be dudes.
Dude, that's...
Yeah, see, Angel agrees.
Dude, that's...
Yeah, well, you're gonna be the only person on Earth, fucking grandma over here, using dudettes as a word. Fucking old woman, oldie, old. You're
Well, I
old,
say swell,
boomer.
too. How you doing? I'm doing just swell.
So the media had gotten a hold of this story and they were kind of putting it out there.
Dude, that's...
And another victim had come forward. Her name was Angelica, and she came forward right
God damn.
abuse originally had taken place, and she had reported it to police. Originally, her abuse had taken place like right before Cynthia, the girl we first talked about, and because again, Angelica was a sex worker.
No, man, I seek to
Nothing happened about it.
I seek to remove gender from as much of my language as possible, so I call actors of all genders actors. Actress is not a term that I use normally anymore. Dude does not need dudettes. Everyone's a dude. I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes.
Dudettes.
I think in the modern age we would maybe have to, I don't know why this isn't focusing correctly. I think in the modern age we would have to... Hello? Hello? I'm back to... Here we go. Yay!
He had been tipped off to the FBI. Had come by and they questioned him on his
no! No, we don't need...
No, I just like saying it.
Everyone's a waiter, everyone's an actor.
She also said that
what if I don't want to be an actor, though? What if I want to be an actress? Gotta respect my thing and stick to.
Not at all. I don't have to use the language that you prefer in my day-to-day life. I only, have to refer to you as you wish in order to respect, you within the context of referring to you. But you can't, police other people's language in a general sense like that. That's, really a pretty easy place to draw the line, right?
Yeah, you can. It's called Facebook.
Oh, yeah, because everyone, actually listens to the arguments that freaks make on Facebook. It's definitely not just, a bunch of mindless drivel that's, contrived as all hell.
Facebook, you gotta love Facebook. It's the place where all the dicks go. I just sponsored
people
Facebook.
who are unsatisfied with their lives go to argue with other people who are unsatisfied with their lives.
I feel like we need to get a sponsorship from Facebook now.
Yeah, dude. Facebook, pay me. Zuck, give me money.
Give you money?
Give me money, Zuck.
I don't think you want
Zuckerbot. Zuckerlord.
I think he's good.
We're homies.
He's rich enough without you. I think he's good.
Oh, you'd be missing out on a huge opportunity.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he thinks you're a huge opportunity.
Yeah, he's looking at me right now like, wow, how do I get that person to advertise for me? That's what I need.
Even though you
the next
only
step in evolution for the Meta company.
I don't think that's what he's thinking at all.
He is.
I don't think so.
Known
He is.
in the area to be,
No.
like, a drug dealer, and she was pretty violent as well.
He's pretty good without you.
With one of David's ex-wives and had a
You
pretty
know what you're talking about.
relationship with her
I
father,
do.
Yeah.
and she never knew what was
I
happening.
think I do.
and that were
Didn't know what they're talking about.
She
Okay.
just assumed that they were being raped, but didn't participate in the.
Look how pretty her eyeshadow is, though.
Said that she
Look at
was
that.
the one that called the
Amazing.
FBI, and she gave an anonymous tip saying that her father David was capturing
Yeah.
So cool.
in a slavery ring. David would be later on like questioned about this anonymous tip.
And her headband just makes it so much cuter.
Remember Kelly? Kelly was the one on the videotape. So when
Oh, she also really likes foundation.
being the one that drugged her, that's what led to
Hold on.
Jesse's arrest, which was April 26, 1999.
But
Jesse.
I'm okay with it. It looks good on her.
Kidnapping, criminal sexual penetration, criminal sexual contact, and conspiracy. She was released after only serving 2.5-year sentence. And then she was put on probation for 1 year. Jesse didn't really talk much, so I have no idea. Like, we don't know if she was involved more. She probably was, but she's out now. And if she's watching this, sorry, girl, like, don't come after me. I didn't do anything. I'm just reporting the story. Okay, so I know this is a lot of people and names, and there's a lot going on. I believe that there were a lot more people involved, but there seemed to be like a big cover-up happening, okay? The 1993 audio, the hypnosis thing, it proposed he was not acting alone in the abductions, that there were many, many people helping him out. And it's hard to find info on it, and I don't want to put out like some wild accusations, but it seems like something super fish was going on. There are tons of theories, people in the community being involved, police officers being involved. Kind of seems like a lot of people knew. Anyways, so back to David. So what the hell happened to David then? Well, first of all, since day one of his arrest, he denied. David stated that they were all prostitutes, okay? He was paying them. It was consensual. There was absolutely no raping and killing happening. And
Man,
there was raping and killing happening because it was all
that's the face of a man
That is definitely.
who could confidently deny
crazy
such heinous.
and how
That's right. I didn't do it. Didn't do it.
only charge him
I don't think people would believe him very well.
Wasn't me.
at least 40 more unknown victims based off of
That's right. I wasn't there.
Journal, which
I think he was there. It was his dungeon.
It's not my house.
It is your house, though. You
Sir,
paid
your
for
name
it.
is on the deed to the house.
despite not having
Wasn't me.
any bodies
Is it me?
That's not my signature.
against David, the FBI felt they had a very strong case. Also, the ability of David to purchase, design, install, and use such devices on people is proof of both premeditation and lack of insanity. So then, in 2001,
Alright, I'll watch one.
decided to put him through 3 separate trials.
Okay.
Each of the victims. So remember Cynthia, Angelica,
Also,
Kelly. Sadly, the trial for
regarding Meta,
Angelica, it never was
I
forward because she
don't
had
have like a
passed
super
from a drug
strong opinion on it, other than like
eventually
um,
to a plea deal
I think
and
that
received
Mark
2
Zuckerberg is
24-year prison
fucking
sentences
con man, so
and
like I don't really
his
trust
daughter
anything
Leslie
that comes from him.
sentence.
What does meta mean again?
It's
It was quite
it's
even though he was
the company formerly known as Facebook,
investigators believe that he raped, tortured, and killed over
like the parent
the
company to
course of
Facebook.
his life. They've never been able to locate any of their remains. Most
Oh, isn't that basically like
by body count.
a company that owns a bunch?
David had kept that details
Companies.
what he
Yep.
did to each victim, but it doesn't say
I
where
remember
he
learning
buried the
that
bodies.
in school.
After his arrest, David agreed to show authorities where he had buried his
There's a lot more than I
bodies.
thought.
On May 28th, 2002,
Oh, what?
conveniently,
Meta.
David Parker Ray, the toy box
Didn't realize that there's like 3 main companies that own like everything in America.
Well, there's about 6,
6.
yeah, parent companies that own
what was going on.
Everything.
just about every major.
He would have discovered like what he was
Yeah.
doing there. So some who have followed the case for a long ass time, okay, they
I use.
unknown victims of David
Yep.
lie unacknowledged under the New Mexico
She's so
courts, the reservoir,
Dude, the
waterways.
Zuck memes are like
And out there, a lot of dirt, a lot of
barely
dirt,
ironic at this point. Like I'm not sure that there's like any humanity
that
left in
nobody
that
wanted
fucking
to search.
soulless husk
David was
of a human body.
anywhere between between 14 to 60 people. He claims to have killed at least one person per year since like the age of 14. We will
That's
never
fucked
know
up.
for sure. David being now dead, no bodies were found, no possible victims were identified, and no old suspicious deaths related to David were ever officially linked to him. November of 2002, the toy box was opened to the public with the hope that it would lead to more surviving victims coming forward. It kind of more turned into like a tourist attraction. Kind of a dumb idea, but what do I know? You know, shut up, Bailey. So in October of 2011, the FBI performed a search of the McRae Canyon, which is near Elephant Butte Lake, looking for potential victims, but they found none.
What?
If only they would just look in that damn lake. That's the story of the toy box killer. It's a weird one because there's no proof technically that he killed people.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
Like based off of
You lose something like every 5 fucking minutes of the day.
that they found.
I do.
But there was no bodies found.
Well,
they don't
okay.
know, like maybe he's just lying or something.
For real, for real, for
Super
Like
gross.
world's fastest lost and found phone. Like challenge.
Theories or thoughts down below. Oh my gosh, you guys, really quick. When I was watching documentaries and stuff about this guy,
We can watch a different one. Have you watched
so many people who were saying like, David Ray Parker is my hero.
there's a couple I could recommend.
I love David Ray Parker.
And technically we are watching it with you. We're just streaming it too.
Stop idolizing disgusting human beings. Thank you.
Do you have any other cases you really like?
It made me very worried. And
I have a couple.
thinking like, how many people are out there thinking about doing this, or
You okay with watching another one, or do you want to do something else?
What do you have in mind?
Killer Clown.
What, the John Wayne Gacy one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi friends, how are you today?
Sure.
Wonderful day so far.
This one's also pretty fucked
Sarian.
up.
Today is Monday, which means it's murder, mystery, and makeup Monday.
I love her theme song.
Thank you so much.
Okay, am I the only one that...
I'm gonna let this play. I need
And on Monday,
I need another.
when I talk about truth,
Okay.
And I need more.
that's heavy on my
Can you... I don't know.
not
Drink in my room, but since you're on your way, I have a case right in front of my
crime and you like
um,
makeup, I would highly suggest you subscribe
stand.
because I'm here
It
for
is
you
full.
on Mondays. Okay, so can I just tell you something really quick?
Right in front of me.
So for Halloween,
Nice.
I had two other ideas planned with like full like body painting. You
Make sure to react hard, Alexa.
I was really overthinking it. Yes.
Okay, I took over the stream. Mwahaha.
I'm doing are like pretty gruesome, and I just feel like painting my
So
body
evil, I took it over.
It doesn't. I don't know how I feel about it. You gotta have boundaries.
We should watch that one next.
I don't think
I'll watch that one with you.
like TikTok or Instagram. I'm just telling you that because if my makeup looks are gonna be a flop,
Have you watched this one yet?
it's because I changed everything last minute. But hey, we're here for the stories, and the makeup is an afterthought. Just letting you know, today's story is pretty gruesome. Just a little disclaimer. So I'm sure you're aware, but people are not always what they seem.
I know,
Someone
isn't that
who's
fucked up?
like super nice on the outside, you know, like, oh my god, I love them, great. And then you have no idea what's really going on in their house, hiding in their closet.
There's like, you listen to a lot of these stories and you realize they don't have much time at all, and it's really fucked up.
He was like involved with his local community. He seemed to be very well respected in his neighborhood, and his friends loved him. And he would even spend his free time volunteering at hospitals and like charity events.
It's
And sometimes he would do
Hold
so,
up.
dressing like a clown to entertain kids.
Devil in disguise as a killer clown.
That's right. We're talking about John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy was insane. Have you watched that one yet?
He was born on St. Patrick's Day, so March 17th, 1942, to a man by the name of John Stanley Gacy and his mom, Marion Elaine Robinson. Sorry. I mean, what do you expect me to pronounce everything correctly? I don't think that's.
Have you watched the one with the killer clown in it yet?
John Wayne Gacy, he was named after John Wayne, the Hollywood actor, super famous for all the westerns. which
Yes, yes, it is.
I went to an estate sale.
This one's also pretty fucked up.
It was like not far from where I live, and it was the home of a John Wayne impersonator.
Do you not know how to open your own drink?
It's hard.
Oh,
Anyways, so he had the coolest.
it's fucked up, isn't it? This one.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the story. Okay, so John Wayne Gacy,
He barely gets any time the first couple of times too, and I think this is the one where Iowa fucks up, isn't it?
the people we talk about here.
Where Iowa fucks up?
Yeah, you'll see later.
He had, I guess he was born with a heart condition that would prevent him from
If this is the right case. I've watched like a total of like 200 of her cases so far. So.
Gotcha.
in sports with the other boys, and it led to him just being a little bit overweight when he was.
Is this the one where Iowa fucks up?
Close with his mom and his sisters, but life with his dad was super rough. His dad was said to be an abusive alcoholic.
Our chat's slow as hell.
Abusive to his wife and all 3 of the kids. And John seemed to suffer the most from his father. Maybe because he was the only boy.
We're just out here doing our best.
Does she mean commenting wise?
Would verbally abuse him, but more often than not, it was physical abuse. One of John's earliest memories was being beaten.
Chat
with
delay?
his father's
Maybe,
leather
but I don't think so.
accidentally messed up some
Could be though.
parts his dad had laying out.
Do
We
I
had
have
a-
chat delay turned on?
He messed him up. And his
Iowa doesn't do. Yeah, I was right. Iowa fucked up in this case.
John Sr. would call his son a sissy or a mama's boy,
Damn.
and he told him,
Yeah.
"Son, you're probably gonna grow up queer." That's what he would say. Super supportive father, as you can.
KFC, yeah.
Like sexual.
Yeah, Iowa doesn't have a good reputation with this case. The police fucked up badly in this one.
By an older girl, and then in 1949,
We just let him go.
7 years old. He and another
Yeah, that sounds about right.
were caught fondling a young girl. Now, when his dad found out, because I guess his dad
Fucking Iowa
found
hogs.
out, he beat the crap out of John pretty badly, which is kind of, whatever. I guess this beating had like a lasting impression on him, and he became super terrified of his father.
Cindy.
Because John was so afraid of his father, it obviously didn't
Could possibly.
allow open communication to go on between the two of them.
Wait, that's
And
weird.
at one point,
It is
John
weird.
was being molested.
But our
by
computers
family
do.
friends, and he was like just 8 years
You
old.
just had to fix
And
for a while
his
back.
his family friend would take John out for ice cream, and then would show him different wrestling holds. I'm using quotes here. So John never said anything because he thought his dad was going to blame him for being molested. And his dad was the kind of person that could always find a reason to beat him up or just to beat on him because that's just how he was. Like, he really didn't even need a reason to beat up the kids. It does get to one point where John tells his dad that he doesn't want to hang out with the family friend anymore, but he doesn't tell him like what's going on exactly, but he just like tells him, I don't want to be alone with him anymore, and then that's it. He doesn't hang out with him. So that's good, I guess, but not, I don't know. You get it. So even though John's upbringing was super rough, he decided to channel his need for acceptance by becoming involved within the community. And at the age of 18, John became an assistant precinct captain for a
Yeah, this dude is a pig.
candidate. That was a mouthful for me. And then later on, he would become
He's worse than a pig.
captain. For those of you who don't know what the captain does, because I didn't, they're essentially elected. They are an elected official who act as a direct link between the voters and the political party during local elections.
I mean, that's what I was known for.
Responsible for helping the voter registration
Big.
and also getting absentee ballots.
We are the #1 pork exporter.
And then just overall being an
I don't
Sad
think we are though.
Midwest.
basically
Yeah,
someone
that's like our
who
#1 export.
His dad
Is it?
was not impressed
Yep.
with John's
I thought it was
support of the
soybeans.
community and
Like corn and soybeans are big, but I'm pretty sure pork is the biggest one.
and decided to move to Las Vegas, which this
Oh.
is a side note. Why do people drop out?
Oh,
seasons?
bacon is
You
tasty.
only have one more year to go, and then you're done. And then you're done.
Bacon is good. It's it's a little overblown,
Why? Just
little
finish
overrated. IMO.
Anytime you need life advice.
Just because people go so fucking crazy about it. Men act like it's like the fucking pinnacle of cooking just to have like a regular ass piece of bacon and add it to literally anything.
Hey, there's stuff in Iowa City. There's just nothing in Cedar Rapids. We have bowling alleys.
He's not settled, right?
And arcades. That's something, right? Better than Forest Lake. They don't have either.
And they said
Think I was back. Go to Forest Lake.
it's a choice. It's a place to live full time, but John.
I'm talking about in Minnesota, FYI.
But John just seems.
Forest Lake, Minnesota. That place
there's
sucks.
There's no equivalent to like, you know, Minneapolis in Minnesota or Chicago in Illinois for Iowa. Iowa doesn't have that
Well,
for
no.
sure.
But the Twin Cities is
the coffin. So there was one time that it
like
was
kind of crappy right now.
I passed and was like in the coffin. So he gets up and he gets in
Okay.
there.
So Forest Lake sucks ass.
I've been to the Twin Cities like
John was
fairly recently. Was fine.
He was
Okay, but apparently the day after I wanted to go to the gays not the 90 the gays 90 bar because I want to go to a club.
I think at this point, sign that
There was like a murder of a boy or something right there
and even
at that place. So I mean, there's still quite a bit more violence over there than there is in Fort.
like a light bulb went out off on his head.
Or at least violence you can see.
There's more violence in
Any major city, yes, I know.
yeah, like a much more heavily populated
in a way,
major
an awakening.
city versus a small town.
It's like, I'm gonna be better.
Do you think that's like a
dark awakening?
shocking revelation?
Like, you know what? This.
No, I didn't. I still wanted to go. I didn't
Yeah,
care.
I was gonna say.
Then mom showed me the thing, and I'm like, well, that's sad. But
You can show me all the fucking stories you want. I'm not gonna live my life in fear over like just whatever happened in the news. I don't subscribe to that lifestyle. That's just not the way I think.
And then he ends up graduating in 1963.
well, maybe mom's lived in a small town too.
Company that asked him to relocate to Spring.
This is a town of 250,000. It's not that fucking small.
It feels really fucking.
John moved. This is when he decided to.
Everybody knows us because of our parents.
But this time in Springfield.
Fucking everybody.
Local nonprofit leader.
And if they don't know our parents, they know my brothers and sisters.
Business development, management skills, and also community service.
What? Am I
It's called the JC.
your brothers and sister?
John must have been
Well, I just meant.
because he busted.
I almost said brothers plural, but then I tried
Well, you
to.
did say brothers.
I
plural,
tried to
then you
save
said
it.
and sister. So I guess.
So I saved it.
Most outstanding JC in the state of Illinois.
Yes, see, that's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you, Angel.
He's number 3.
Oh yeah, we do.
Wow.
I'm not saying we don't.
And yeah,
I'm
I was,
just saying.
that's also a really good point, Maya. That
And they start dating. And
that,
then after dating
like,
for a little bit of time,
there's
they get
plenty of violence in Cedar Rapids
Ooh.
already.
So 6
Like,
months after
even
they
on
were engaged,
this side of town.
married.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot
During
worse
this
since
time,
I got here.
Honey Boy was not exactly faithful to Miss Marilyn. He tells Marilyn that one night, or she finds out, somehow she finds out, but one night he gets really drunk and then he gets a blowy.
But I don't know. I just follow what mom says because I don't feel like arguing, and then I
Didn't even touch her.
do what the fuck I want
Me.
behind her back because it's easier
She,
than just telling her.
Yeah.
she ends up.
Who cares about living an authentic life when you can do the exhausting task of keeping up with lies to avoid conflict?
Oh yeah.
Just kidding, I don't do that anymore because that's fucking stupid and miserable.
KFC
Eh.
restaurants in Waterloo, Iowa.
Always lived my life this way. Don't find it that miserable.
Oh, yeah. So he purchases 3 of those, and he goes to John, and he's like, "Hey,
I'm okay with it.
would you like to be a manager of my 3 restaurants? I need a manager." And
I'm
John
just
said,
living this life till I'm 21, man.
"Opportunity."
Maybe 22.
People always be living like not
So Marilyn
their,
and
you know, best life. Just until this, just until that. Man, that's such an easy way to excuse like just stagnating.
a great
But
Yeah,
like, you know, man,
you know, when you move out of
sometimes
your
you gotta have tough conversations.
when you move out of your parents' house, it is a lot easier to do the things you want to do.
I literally live in my parents' house right now.
Yeah. And look how many arguments you get into.
At the local JC chapter. And again, it wasn't long before he became vice president of the Waterloo JC.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's better than fucking hiding from it.
He would bring in
That's your opinion.
chicken to all the meetings and insist
That is in
your,
fact my opinion.
That's your
that is
perspective.
Why I said it. Yes, I
For
did
some
in
people,
fact
it's
say that
easier
to give
to
my
hide.
perspective.
66, his father
Some people find it easier to hide, and some people don't.
Of course, it's easier to hide. I never said it wasn't.
For all the physical and emotional abuse he inflicted.
It's not fulfilling though.
And John Sr. even went so
I never really lived that much of a double life as you did, though. Like,
and then he shook his
parents mostly accept everything I do, and yeah, I just don't like all the things I do.
Was proud of him. I mean, he finally got his father's approval, something he could never get, and
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, truly, all I
I'm
really
getting
had
there.
to hide about myself was the fact that I
during these perfect years were indeed perfect.
do this.
John and the
That's about it.
Babe.
Yeah.
were heavily involved
About it.
in drugs, porn.
Didn't have anything of myself that I actually really tried to hide from it.
It seemed like a bit of a party.
I've been my true self since I was born, man. I've never really hid myself. That's the difference.
Wife swapping, not the show. Like kinda like it's like a swingers.
Jesus, okay. What are you, a fucking like action hero giving a monologue? That's the difference.
A quote unquote club.
Okay, okay, Alexa. Yeah, cool.
What?
Life advice from a wise person who obviously has so much more life experience than me. That they, you know, they're like, yeah, that's the difference. One day you might aspire to my level.
Well, I heard I'm very inspiring.
They're like, hey, this is cool.
I'm inspired to beat your ass.
It seemed all fun, like a manager who's taking care of his employees. But really, it was.
I'm a very special person. That's what Dad tells me every day.
Both boys and girls would come over and hang at this little club. But John.
We're all special on this blessed day. Also, goddamn, these straps always trying to fucking run away from.
And then he would.
Does he have like this silly strap
A
thing?
bunch of alcohol, and of course, like.
What do you mean?
Of course, but you know, when you're a teenager and like.
When you wear straps like that, you have to wear something underneath if you don't want them to run away, because otherwise
And you're probably gonna be like, well,
they'll just keep going further and further off your shoulder.
Trust and giving them alcohol.
That's fair.
Being the cool manager.
Like when I wear my loose clothes, like those, like the gray one I was wearing yesterday,
Sauced up a little.
I just had to deal with my bra strap being like this because it wasn't tight enough around my shoulders.
Laugh it off.
It's kind of just
And just
the territory. I guess.
joking. LOL.
The turd.
Just testing your morals. You know, just LOL. That's all. Starting in August of
Her
1997,
eyeshadow. I love it.
John starts getting into a bit more trouble.
You want to do makeup tomorrow?
John invited.
Well, first we gotta search up our classes, but after that.
JC members over. He's like, come on over to the house.
Okay.
Hang out.
Okay.
I have a pool table. So John invites.
We really gotta do that tomorrow though, because
Do
that's
makeup.
Sunday.
Lets him watch porn.
Okay.
And casually,
So-
John's like, you know,
That's fine.
you have to have sex.
We
with
might have
women
one this week that we
before you
don't.
start having sex with women. Did you know that?
Like
Aw,
Monday or Tuesday.
thanks.
If I have one Monday or Tuesday, will you drive me
What?
a class?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm gonna need a ride because our parents are.
But he ends up going along with it.
Yeah.
Sadly,
One of you,
I
I don't
got you.
care, Blake or Lana,
this time,
has to drive me.
assaulted
I'm not
a
missing
number
the
of other
day of
teens.
class.
He tricked a couple of them
Or
into
any classes, really.
participate
Yeah.
in what he called
That's fine.
homosexual experiments for scientific research. And in exchange, he was going to give them a payment of $50, which wasn't bad. Well, I mean, it is bad, but like in today's money, that would be equivalent to $400. So that's like a lot of money for the
The
scientific.
blue one is so much better than the pink one that you had. If what? This one's better
It's just scummy.
than yours.
Me, science.
Wait,
The
no,
blue
it
one?
was yellow.
What's the flavor? It was yellow. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
The blue is
The
way
blue.
better than
What's
yellow.
the flavor of the blue one?
Was the only one who spoke up.
Berry lemonade, so it's like mixed. Do you want
After
it?
this happens, Donald goes to his dad, tells his dad what happened.
I never tasted the yellow one, so I can't really compare.
Livid.
I like the blue a lot better than all the other ones.
He told the cops what had happened, and John was arrested and charged.
The only one I really like is blue. That's why I bought a whole piece of it.
Now, John denied.
And put it in my bedroom.
Hang out like publicly. So he was like, I didn't.
Because I bought it.
Right? Because he needs to maintain this good image. Deny. He was claiming publicly that Donald's father was doing this for like political reasons. And to prove his innocence, John was like, I demand I be given a polygraph test. Like,
Dude, this is the best part.
I'm not lying.
Dude, polygraphs are pseudoscience.
No. This is the best part. You ready?
Test. And John's like, shit. You know, like, oh, fuck. Okay. So they go along with it. They hook John up to give him the polygraph test, right? And they ask him, like, hey, did you have sex with this boy? And John says, no, I did not. But the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Lie detector test can't determine shit, man.
No, but he lied.
John was indicted on
It proved that he
Did
actually lied.
probably lied, but that doesn't prove shit. Lie detector tests don't prove shit. It's pseudoscience.
John is not
Yeah.
very happy. He's not very pleased with Donald going around making these wild accusations that he did something that he definitely did, but he didn't want him to say it, you know? So John is like, I need to stop Donald from testifying, and then everything will get dropped. So on August 30th, John decides to hire
Yay, August.
an employee to Donald and rough him up a little bit in order to convince him not to testify. In other words, scare him or beat him up so he wouldn't testify. Now, Donald was approached by these aggressors, and luckily he was able to escape. So at first, the employee denied. He's like, I didn't do anything with me. But then eventually, like, it didn't even take that long before this employee just threw John under the bus. And he's like, well, actually, John hired me to beat him up. So because of this, John was once again arrested, and he was given an additional charge for trying to intimidate a witness. Not long after that, John was ordered to submit a psychological evaluation, and doctors end up diagnosing John with antisocial personality
Wow,
disorder.
big shocker.
They also determined that he is fit to stand trial. They do warn the judge that John most likely wouldn't benefit from therapy or treatment, and he would probably commit assault again. This is what they tell the judge.
Yeah, I mean
He's probably gonna do
that's
something
valid.
and it's gonna save him.
But
And
I
somebody should have listened.
just
Did I
hate
be-
the fact that most people assume that a polygraph is actually like scientific
I'd feel
proof
like,
that someone lied or did not lie.
I feel like I'd fail either way, even if I did not lie, because I'd be so fucking nervous.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's absolutely what happens many times. And I mean, like, historically they have definitely been presented, like, just the polygraph results themselves have been presented as evidence in courts. So it's definitely done some damage in the past. I'm pretty positive.
That's why you shouldn't commit any crimes.
But if you didn't commit a crime and the polygraph test gives you a false positive anyway, you're just getting punished for being there. You didn't even commit a crime. So what the fuck are you talking about? You shouldn't commit crime in the first place. This is some random guy who got picked up off the street because the guy who committed the crime got away.
Everybody said this man had drive, ambition, charm, okay? And because of
You
this
hate
little
this space button?
of a personality or whatever, it really didn't take John long before he was given the position of
It's
head
over. What?
That's right there.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, I see.
Did you hit
Weird.
it?
for the inmates.
Well, no, my case had fallen on it.
Like represented the people. He also joined the JC chapter of inmates, and he actually increased their membership by adding
No, it doesn't want to back up.
1,600 people in a little over a year. Yeah.
There you
so
go.
this guy, he just makes moves. He makes moves. And then on top of all of that, he found ways to improve the conditions at the prison.
He makes
So
moves.
the one thing that he did, he got them to install
Oh, that was a burp.
a golf course in the rec yard. Right? He was good with his words or something. It's a shame John was such a shithead. Like, he seemed like he could really make things happen for whatever community he was living in. That's a damn shame, you know? After serving 18 months of his 10-year sentence, John was granted parole. And he was only given a 1-year probation period. 18 months. Ugh. All because of his great behavior. Model prison inmate. Isn't that just terrifying? I just feel like they probably shouldn't have done that. But they did. Choices were once again made.
Hindsight was not 2020.
He changed. He was never going back to that old John. Changed man. Great, right? Great. We're rooting for you. You're changed. Do good things. He moved back to Chicago and he got a job as a cook in a restaurant. But as we all know, tigers can't change their stripes. It didn't take him that long. It was less than a year. John was like, I'm bored. And he was up to his old tricks.
I'll watch more with you.
Stupid man. So again,
With you.
under a year later, once again, John
Wait, is it almost
was
over?
charged with sexually
Oh, there's
assaulting
so much more to this one?
Yeah.
on at least
This is
This
probably the
one's-
last one I'm gonna want to watch.
Okay.
In a row?
charges ended up being dropped.
Oh, I've watched like
and
10 in
John
a row.
was free to go.
Maybe 50.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
binged her, man.
I don't know. Now,
You wildin'.
this is where it gets
Oh, I binged
interesting.
an entire ID series one time in one night, and it was like,
You ever watch Channel 5
Did?
News with
So a month later,
Callahan?
John's previous
no, I don't watch
convictions
the
were
news at
sealed.
all.
It's not
so-
actual news, like in the way that you're thinking.
Once again.
It's just it's a YouTube channel
Oh, I
called
might have
Channel 5.
I don't get it.
Because mom
I
watches.
don't freaking know. I don't make these stupid ass laws. Don't you?
It's super. It's incredible.
We could watch it.
I would like to show you, yeah, at least a video or two from.
Yeah. Let's watch that after,
Okay, so
and then I'll probably go to bed.
yay, it works out for me every time.
After that, the orange juice was so strong that I'm probably gonna
He's like, okay, now
we're so.
moving into a home, right? So he
Just drink a bunch of water. I have a
in Cook County.
cup full of water. Go grab that. Bring it over.
Together.
Start sipping on it with me.
Roommates. And he starts a part-time construction business, and he's working on construction contracts in the evening while working as a cook during the day. And eventually, his
Okay.
construction business expands into
It was fun while it lasted.
and remodeling. I know, and because of this, it allows him to quit being a cook and run his business full time. And let me tell you, his business was thriving. He was quite the interior designer. Kind of surprised that Ed Gein was an interior designer. Okay, so just like in Iowa and just like in prison, John becomes once again super active in his local community. He assists his new neighbors by loaning them tools for any of like their home
It's all about just getting a bunch of water down.
DIY projects. That's my DIY move.
It really does help.
Even
I know.
offers to
What do you think
plow
I usually-
snow for his neighbors for free. They're like, wow, John, we love this guy.
It's just I always tend to go to bed early too
That
because
John held
alcohol
the
makes.
most epic backyard barbecues. Okay, sometimes the guest list to his party were as long as like 400 people. So it wasn't even a backyard barbecue; it was like a block party, and it was said that John
Especially
knew
since-
how to throw a really good party. At this point, John was also introduced to another club that really piqued his interest. It's called the Jolly Joker Clown Club, and they would volunteer at parades, fundraising events, children's hospitals, and people would dress up as clowns and go and make people happy by being a clown, you know? So John gets into this and he creates 2 different clown characters for his events that he attends. One of the clown characters was named Pogo the Clown, and the other was Patches the Clown. Now, John would say that Pogo the Clown, he was more fun, He was more fun. He was like, yeah. And then Patches was a little bit more serious. He was like a serious clown. It just depended on his mood, who he wanted to be that day. Years later, during a conversation with detectives when John was under surveillance, he actually talked about his volunteer work as a clown, and then like casually says, clowns can get away with murder. I mean, if that's not foreshadowing, I don't know what is.
I lost my earbud for a second.
Oh, did you hear about that part then?
No.
I don't know. Clowns are so scary.
Whatever she said, like literally just now, completely escaped me.
Oh. You gotta hear that line, man.
Organizations, he's volunteering, and he also got a fresh start on his love life as well. He ended up was named Pogo the Clown, and the other was Patches the Clown. Now, John would say that Pogo the Clown, he was more fun. He was more fun. He was like, yeah.
I'm just trying to see where.
A little bit more
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
like a serious clown. It just depended on his mood, who he wanted to be that day. Years
What?
later, during a conversation with detectives when John was on
I've memorized her script for most of these episodes, so
Okay.
you have no
Okay.
idea how many times I've
Okay.
binge watched these.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing, I always fall asleep to them.
Okay.
So I know what.
But maybe not at this time. People weren't scared yet. I don't know.
Okay.
So scary. So John's life is really looking up, right? He's got this fresh start. He's got this house with his mom. He's partying. He's back in the organizations. He's volunteering. And he also got a fresh start on his love life as well. He ended up reconnecting.
Maya, tell Lana that Bailey is addictive.
And at this point, she already had 2 daughters. But John was like, why don't you move in with me and you could bring your 2 daughters.
Am I just gonna be like zombified, like
She and her 2 daughters move in with
stuck here watching these videos forever now?
Yes.
married on July 1st, 1972. So the marriage
I usually did it like. Here's the thing. So I get off of work, right? And then I just put her on as like background noise. So I'd start on whatever episode started with the list, because she has like a list for
but she did
murder mystery Mondays, and it automatically just keep playing until I play. But after
You just let
that
the
too,
autoplay go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I naturally pretty much just know all these scripts.
I went through a phase of that, but my thing was Game Grumps. Seen all of the Game Grumps.
Carol's like,
I did that with murder mystery makeup and Monday, which most people would say it's kind of odd, but apparently a lot
Not
of people.
really, dude.
Apparently a
True
lot of
crime
people
is definitely
fall
super
asleep.
in,
Yeah.
like,
maybe it's just a fake,
lately.
right? Maybe he doesn't mean it. What does he even mean? Okay, I guess. I don't know.
I did it before it was even popular, man.
Notices like
Or like before it became like a known thing that everyone just like kind of accepted.
working really late nights. He wouldn't come home until like crazy.
No, we're gonna watch Channel 5 after this, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna show Alexa Channel 5.
John's stuff and like see if there's anything.
I was just telling her that this channel is very addicting.
Little man cave area, and she comes across a bunch of gay.
I've seen other channels like this.
Different
There are a few others, but I don't like them as much. I just like, I like the way that Bailey tells the story, and I like her voice. She's very soothing to like fall asleep to, in my opinion.
The
So,
relationship was shit, and he would just.
and I love the ham image she does all the time too.
at KFC, and he always had like.
She also sells her own nail polish.
Hanging by his side, and they
And
would
other
hang in
things,
the
too.
Man cave until late into the
There's a
night.
bunch of merch.
Now,
Shout out to Bailey Sarian. Hopefully you don't mind us watching your shit on my stream.
I don't think she does Twitch.
Go
so
check
I'm
out
not
her.
even
Yeah,
sure
no,
if she would.
I mean
really
most YouTubers don't.
just tells Carol like you better shut the
And like
up, no
it's
one-
usually a symbiotic relationship.
Like, yeah, it kind of is because that's your wifey. Okay, so him and his
Aw.
wife.
Channel 5 videos are like 10 to 20 minutes long generally.
Finally, like the last straw.
Yeah!
relationship,
Thank you.
fight they had over balancing the
Love you, Maya.
I mean, at least
And they're just like man on the street interviews at like
daughters
really
for like another 4 months, just until the
events where a lot of weird people congregate is what I'll say.
they
Okay,
employed a lot of
sounds like fun. We'll watch that.
a lot of young men is what I'm getting at. And the reason was
I think she has one case where she almost goes up to like 2 hours.
but for the construction
This one's pretty close, but I don't think this is the one I'm talking about. No, that's only 19 minutes. She has one more. She goes on like an hour and 40.
But during this time,
Hmm.
John was using his own work Rolodex.
Because there was so much contact.
Hook up with men.
There was so much info.
Test the waters to see if certain employees were down for.
She generally tries to keep her cases to like under an hour, though.
Extra money. Sometimes he would offer young men to.
Yeah, she is. Thank you.
Sometimes he would be like, "Hey, if you have sex with me, I'll give you a promotion." And if they were not willing participants, right off the bat, John was no.
There's like another girl that really does it, and she's famous for it. She's famous for it too, and her like Haley, but she doesn't do like the whole makeup routine.
When it came to like trying to
Just she just
like
talks
story
about
time?
it. Yeah, she does like story time. I think her name's like Haley or something. I don't know. She's also on my list. I just don't.
The thing
Sorry, that was my bad. I just don't like her as much. Like, I'll listen to her. I just, like, I don't have, like, the same aspiration for her as I do for Bailey, maybe, if that's the correct word.
Sure.
He has nowhere to go. He has no job. And John's like, great, I have spare rooms at my house. And I own a construction company. So John offers David a job at his construction company, and he also offers David to move in with him as well. I mean, he's got the space now because
check your phone.
Girls, they all moved out. He's like, the house is kind of quiet. There's plenty of space. I'm just being nice. David's like, cool, thanks. I mean, he takes him up on this. Unfortunately, John can't seem to keep it in his pants for too long because that very night he learns that it's David's birthday, and he's turning 19 years old. So John learns it's his birthday, and he's like, hey, we should celebrate. You're 19. We're alone in my house, So they're drinking, they're celebrating, and then John's like, everybody loves a birthday clown.
No, I don't like clowns at all, so no, not everyone likes a birthday clown.
He's like, I just want to make it more like a birthday celebration.
I'd punch him in the face if he was my birthday clown.
Clown at a party, right? So I guess it was all fun and games.
Clowns are so creepy, bro.
John,
I never liked clowns.
He somehow cons David into putting on a pair of handcuffs. He's like, let me show you this trick. And he gets David to put his hands in front of him and then handcuffs him. And then I guess at that very instant, that's when like the mood changes. John grabs the chain of the handcuffs and like swings David around and just straight up tells him, I am going to rape you.
Guess who's back again.
So he fights.
Lana's back.
I forget what my shirt says.
Get himself free.
Guess who's back. Guess who's back.
I know that song.
I don't know, but he ends up somehow convincing David that like, oh, this was just a joke gone wrong.
Says something.
No, I was just joking. And
kind state of mind.
Talk his way out of it, convinces David that
my coworkers used to make fun of me because my shirts always said something like inspiring or whatever,
Yeah,
and I would never know.
Why do you have like motivational words on your?
Because Mom bought the majority of my clothes at one point in time, and so I just have a lot of them. And then my dance shirts just all say something inspiring because I was in dance, so I have like 5 of those. And I don't know, sometimes like the pattern around them is so I buy them. It's just like a mix.
It was a quote, end quote.
So basically, you just really like motivating people, I guess.
John gets extreme.
I don't know. People are like, you don't know what your shirt says? And I'm like, no, I don't really pay attention to it that much, honestly. Most days, like, I just put something on and it's on there. So if you got inspired, good job.
Yeah, good for you, buddy.
It wasn't perfect.
So around this time, John actually decides to
Hello? Hello?
go further.
Is anybody in here?
ready to take it to the next
It
level.
wasn't
There were a number of young men and boys
intended for you
a night of
be
drinking,
inspired, I guess.
John's
Like
house, and
I didn't really think about it.
when John would bust out his handcuffs and tell them
Like
"Hey,
I
you
don't
guys wanna see
know
my
what most of my clothes say.
handcuffs?"
Don't
He
really
would
pay attention.
handcuff himself to like show everyone.
I don't know what most things say in general
He would handcuff
What are
because
you?
I can only be in one place at a time.
Are you illiterate or something?
Just had the key hidden in his hand, and he was
No, I just am not there to read most things in the world at any given time.
showed
Oh.
them this
Look around this room.
Go on.
Think about how many other things outside of this room are readable that you cannot read right now from this room.
escape from handcuffs.
Oh, I have a lot of those, but I also have that because I can't read things to a certain extent if my glasses are off.
So not only do you see what I'm saying, but you also just outside of a certain point of your just field of vision.
Yeah.
You can't either. Huh.
While his victims
Man.
were handcuffed, John would often take advantage
Sometimes I don't know how you manage
of them.
just like to continue surviving through life.
You know what? We all have that question. And I don't know how to answer because people are like, how are you still alive? And I honestly just look at them and I'm like, bro, I don't know. I'm like, that is a very good question.
Yeah.
I don't know either. Can you tell me?
We consider her a miracle in this family.
Murdering them. Yeah.
No, the miracle is Caitlyn.
Performing this trick on
Mm. Well, okay, fine. If you're gonna be much more literal.
Yeah.
impressive.
Caitlin's more of a miracle than I am. But I probably should have been dead at least like 30 times over by now, honestly.
Underwear deep into the victim's throat.
At least.
Dying from
Well,
asphyxiation.
yeah, I was gonna say I've definitely,
So yeah, it was a lot.
I've definitely been blessed in that life has let me get away with a lot, with, like relatively little harm, falling me in many cases.
Like, either that or my whole body should have been broken by now. One of the two. I'm like, something should have happened to me by now.
Under his bed for like a
But I think God's just been giving me a break because of how many things he fucked up naturally himself.
under
Genetic wise. He's
Oh,
like,
Caitlyn
no.
is our
some
cousin.
of the bodies he
She's her
treated
cousin and she had
once in a while to
cancer when
move the
like,
decomposition process along just a little faster, and then
I don't know if the mic picks you up very well when you have your face
it's
Oh.
covered by the cup.
who got what
she's her cousin and she had cancer when she was like 5.
going around. I don't know. No, this dude was just hella sick.
But she went into remission, and
Were
as far as I know, she's
they were young,
She's
healthy
okay.
now.
Yeah. I mean,
young men, young gentlemen.
she's fine physically most of the time.
I mean, yeah, it's certainly got to be traumatic to go through leukemia as a
Oh,
child.
yeah.
But like,
I'm like, she has issues with that. She gets paranoid a lot, but I mean,
Some
I
For
get
sure.
paranoid about a bunch of things like hearing loss and sight, so.
company. I mean, because he had this company.
I mean, I understand it, cause like when I forget that I have my glasses off, I'm like, wait, did my eyesight get worse? What the
oh
fuck
my
happened?
God, Alexa.
I literally had days at school where I'd forget to wear my glasses. I'm like, this is a lot harder to read than I thought it was. I'm like, is it just me or the words like a bad like font from a computer or something? Why is everything double?
Jesus.
Cause for me, everything's like, unless I like really focus in on shit, it's like, how do you explain? It's like if you typed the words and then like it printed out, but like the words got like they're all down. Like the letters, they're like all on top of each other, but they're all slightly like down more. So it looks like you're seeing like triple, but really it's just one letter. If that even makes sense.
I have no fucking clue what you're trying to say to me, Alexa.
So it's like,
and he was getting away with it for a pretty damn long.
Yeah, lots of them.
So you know how he was married to his second wife,
Yeah.
too. Now there was a lot of debate. There's a lot of question, like,
when
how
I
did she know? Did she know anything?
look at
else?
shit,
No. And And it was believed
I'm
that
trying to read without.
actually have no
Oh, right in the middle of the notebook? Just go to the next blank page, you fucking savage. What, were you raised in a barn? What the fuck?
a complex.
That's
I
how
can't
did it.
believe I had to call you out on that.
I would have done it.
Throughout the years, like
You were going to do it. You had every intention to do that. Who does that?
there's like a bunch of people going missing.
Me.
Like
Jesus.
So it basically looks like sort of like that.
these people missing. Like it's just
Like, that's what one letter A looks like?
said that
Yeah, like any letters.
in and out of
Okay.
the house over the years.
So it's basically like if
What,
you were.
in what scenario does it look like that?
Whenever I have my glasses off.
Like,
Oh.
anything against
So
them.
basically it looks like that.
I'm assuming here that they were probably either threatened, maybe embarrassed, scared, or maybe they didn't get.
Man, you got issues.
I doubt they didn't get something
It's,
John, but you know, there's many reasons as to why
Eh.
people don't speak out. But that may be
yeah, it basically looks like that when
nothing was said. But it's
I
just
read without my
bizarre that, like,
glasses.
people are going missing and
Unless
Well,
I like
you gotta
really
wear-
focus in.
one
Cause like the thing is like it's basically like a camera being out of focus.
and then in another
Have you ever like like what I'm talking about, like when it's like really blurred out and so it's not like in focus,
Yes.
but you can focus it, right? Well, I can too if I like really look at it, but if I'm not really looking at things,
Maya says, you lose your glasses on your forehead.
January 2nd,
Excellent.
1972, John had a family.
no, not really. I just lose them underneath my bed, but it basically
Tells the
Man,
Can
we used
she
to have
see
to
that?
fucking search for your glasses all the
It
time.
basically-
The camera's right here, Alexa, where the blue
Oh,
the blue
okay.
glowing thing with the lens on it, that's the camera. You can go closer.
okay.
You can go if you get it to focus on it, she can see it.
drives away.
So it basically looks like that whenever I'm trying to reach something if I'm not in focus. But like if I really focus on something I can read it, but it's basically like a camera being out of focus. You have to like refocus it.
Back in the morning to
So you really have to try and to read something.
like, you know,
It's basically like what my vision is. That's most people without glasses though.
Got you.
Depending on how severely bad your eyesight is.
to the ice sculpture.
It could be worse, it could be better, and it also depends on like
Now the details on
what you have. Because if you're farsighted, you can't see close, and if you're close-sighted, you can't see far.
sure is not a very
So it all depends on what you are and what you have. But that's like my personal experience. Also, when I don't wear glasses for like more than a minute, I get an automatic migraine.
in John's bedroom doorway,
So
holding a note from his kitchen. Like
For more than a minute?
yeah, if I'm awake or looking, at but it happens. Yeah, because
You
it's such
paused
a
it.
it's such a strain on like my eyesight to do that stuff because your glasses are basically like a lens, right? So it
Yeah,
helps you see.
obviously.
So it's a mental strain if you have to do it by yourself and you don't have help.
And I guess that really set John off. So he
I don't know if that's everyone's experience, but that's mostly mine.
That's wild.
John
Yeah.
grabs Timothy's wrist and he twists it so the kid would drop the knife.
I mean, everyone has different experiences.
I mean,
So-
like,
And then he kicks him like into the
I did know that it could, like, give you headaches and migraines to
fights back.
not wear prescribed glasses, but,
On the floor, and eventually
I
John
didn't know it was that extreme. 1 minute? That's not a lot of leeway.
bizarre, weird,
Oh.
tragic. I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically like the second I wake up, I basically.
And he said he gets up, he goes to the kitchen to put the knife back, and that's when he notices.
It's not like a life sentence, but it's like it just makes everything worse. So I mean,
Kitchen table was set.
I don't know. Tomato, tomato. That's just like my experience
Timothy was like just coming to ask how I like my eggs cooked.
because of all the strain.
Yeah.
Because you're basically like I've had glasses since I was like 30 years old, so my body is very dependent on glasses.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
the whole thing, John.
But,
That's
I mean,
why.
you couldn't see where the shit without him.
That this whole situation,
Even before that.
experience, it gave him
I can see stuff. It's just like you have to actually like focus to see it, because otherwise everything just looks blurry. Like not everything, but like to a certain extent, nothing. Like everything looks further than it's supposed to be.
Mm.
Like I used to have times where I forgot I didn't have my glasses off. I locked myself right into the fucking door because I thought it was like 2 feet further away than it actually was.
Huh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Man. Sight is a blessing, man. Don't take it for granted.
I do not. I treasure my good eyesight.
I'm thinking about getting eye surgery this year, though.
Oh yeah? Like LASIK?
Yeah. Like, I was thinking about talking to my doctors about it to see if I could get it, because even if I only have a few good years, I think it would be fun to have actual good eyesight for once in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't know. I've thought about it for quite a few years. Me and Mom have had this discussion since I was 16, so.
Wait, so the results from LASIK don't last very long?
It depends who you get it done by. It's like anything. It's like, it depends on how your
Sure.
body reacts to it, but you mostly get like a good 10-15. So.
Oh, that seems
Or
absolutely worth it.
Yeah, and then your eyesight doesn't like get too much worse. It's not like an automatic like downgrade. It's basically just like
Yeah.
a downgrade as like
The
all
same
humans
as like
do it.
normal, yeah, eyesight declines.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what I thought. I had heard that the outcomes from those are pretty good.
Yeah, but it also depends on how fucked up your eyesight is
Well,
and where
of
it
course.
is. So
Yeah.
you have to get it checked out by your doctor. Basically, go through like the trial progress to see. And then you gotta find a doctor that can actually the whole process, like any.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it would be worth it, man. I'd pay.
For sure.
I love how the fact that out of anyone in this family, I was the only one with fucked up eyesight too. That made me pissed off for so many years. I'm like, why am I the only one in this immediate family that has to depend on glasses for like her life? And then I was like, why are my eyes so fucked up? Both our parents have perfect eye vision.
Eye vision?
Well, they do.
Perfect eye vision.
Yeah, they do.
Mom needs.
Well, she does now, but her eyesight used to be immaculate. Like, I would have killed for her eye vision.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. It's the beginning of a murder mystery or something. Her eyesight was immaculate. I would have killed for her eyesight.
So we're the opposite. Got it.
Every night I would go in and stare at her
Says
eyeballs.
I'm the only one in my family without fucked up eyesight.
Yay, Mimi is back. And I'm not the only one, but I have good eyesight. At one point I was told I had better than 20/20 vision.
So does Dad. Still.
Really?
Almost. Yeah, it depends on which eye you're talking about it, but he still had like 20/20 vision like 3 years ago. And considering the fact that he's like almost 50, pretty damn good.
Yeah.
He had like 23, 22 vision like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Which is more than perfect. So I'm like, wait a minute. What's up with this shit?
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it's natural though, because like if you see everyone around you with perfect vision and then you're the only one with fucked up vision, I feel like you have the right to be a little bit jealous.
You jelly, bro?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I understand.
Like it's not like a big jealousy issue. It's just like a minor one. Sometimes I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Why
kinda
was I born
sucks.
exactly this way?
It kind of sucks sometimes. You know,
It also doesn't help with like the clumsiness factor in my life either.
since you need
I wear
technological
contacts, too.
enhancement to see, are you a cyborg? Does that make you a cyborg by definition?
I don't know. Dad's gonna be like half robot man next year because he's
Oh,
gonna
Dad's
get...
definitely a cyborg.
No.
He has titanium in both hips.
Yeah, and now he's gonna have to get it in both of his knees too.
Yeah.
So I mean, does that make Dad a cyborg then? Cause he's like half metal man now.
Also, Maya says Ice Guy is only scored in increments of you're making shit up.
I don't know. That's what Dad told me. I don't know how it fucking works. Like, you'd think I would, but I don't really that much into account whenever I see the eye doctor, because he's always like, your eyesight improved 0.0005.
You walk into the eye doctor and they're like, your eyesight's fucked, Alexa. It's fucked. I can't even give you a score. It's just fucked up. Here's some glasses.
I don't think a doctor would tell that to a 3-year-old child.
I'm pretty sure I remember him saying, I was 9 years old and I remember him. Alexa, it's fucked.
No,
it's totally fucked. You're gonna need glasses.
Doctor being like, you need to wear these glasses, otherwise you're gonna get cross-eyed. I remember that one. I took that pretty seriously. I was like, fuck, I don't want that.
Yep, I remember that. Even I remember that, because that's pretty spooky as a kid. What, permanently cross-eyed? What?
And then you realize it's I mean, it is like a big deal, but like you realize how many people actually have that problem, and you're like,
I mean, yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's not as scary as I thought it was. Apparently a lot of people have it. But
It still seems pretty unpleasant.
It is.
So his mom drives home and she tells her husband, okay, Robert was there 1 minute and now he's just missing. So the whole family.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really talk to my doctors that often, so I don't really know how it all works.
Head back to the local pharmacy.
All I knew is that my doctor kept saying I have improvements, but they didn't mean anything to me. They were always really, really fucking small, so it was like, is this really an improvement? You know what I mean? It's like if your math score went up and your teacher decided to give you like a 60.5 the next year on your math test, but this math test he gave you is 60.6. Like, does that does that like make you feel
Alexa,
any better?
you've improved from a D minus to a D minus. No, it's just a D minus still.
Still a D minus. So it's like, does this really matter that much? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like it was an improvement at all, because you can't really tell until you get your glasses refocused. You have to go every 2 years to get your prescription redone, because your eyesight might have worsened.
Yeah.
So.
Look. Oh, shit.
My eyeglasses
Do you see
haven't
the
really.
chat?
The doctor is talking about the change in your prescription strength. Yeah, I know. That's what I was just talking about. Like, how high you need prescription versus how low. I'm just saying it doesn't feel like that big of an improvement. Like, it never really does. Well, yeah. But it still doesn't feel like one. Like I'm saying, like... Like, at least for me, because my
Oops, that was my bad.
my prescription
I fixed it, Alexa.
Still, it just doesn't really feel like one until you get your new glasses, because you can't really tell until then.
Yep.
I mean, your old prescription still doesn't really bother you that much. I mean, it's inconvenient if you have to go back to your backup ones, because they're not your exact prescription. But, I mean, a lot of the times it's not like that much stronger than the prescription you have now.
I mean, sure.
Or at least in my experience, that's how it's been. I mean, everyone else has different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people pay a lot more attention in their life, too, so... I mean, it's not like I recorded any of this. Like, documented my improvements throughout the years. I'm just saying it's never really felt that big. At least in my opinion. Your opinion might be different.
It's my opinion that every citizen deserves at least 3 hedgehogs.
And 2 pools.
And 2 pools.
Underground.
And honestly, the lieutenant's getting weird vibes from John. And he's thinking John is holding Robert hostage in his house. So he asked for the
Underground. Specifically underground. Vote Lana and X Alexa. Sievert X Sievert. 2024?
No,
it's currently 2022. There's not an election on 2023. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know when our next election is.
You dumbass, it's 2024.
I didn't know that. Are we almost done then?
Why did you answer then?
I don't know. I didn't know we were
I said the right answer the first time and then you cut in with wrong answers.
I don't know. Not being able to see correctly sucks. How about we put it at that point? I think everyone with glasses
Every
can agree
person
with
with impaired vision should have at least 13 hedgehogs.
No, every person with impaired vision should get the option that the government pays to get their shitty eyesight fixed for them.
Well, okay, that actually, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, kind of falls into the realm of, like, you know, sort of my ultimate ideal being, you know, universal health care for everyone.
And if you have to do the same exercises your father does in physical therapy, your life officially sucks ass, bro.
But it doesn't mean anything. Like, there's no hard evidence that turns up.
Dude, Dad told me about the fact that he had to do the same exact ones as me, and I was like, cool, bro. And then I wanted to throw myself off a bridge.
I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Oh yeah, I know. It's not that. Just like, I'm like, I am a 16-year-old, and you're a 40-year-old man with 2 hips.
But yours is like muscle imbalances, and his is like his body is falling apart. I mean,
Yeah, but if you think about it, that means my body was almost already falling apart when I was born.
not necessarily. Just because you do the same exercise does not mean you are in the exact same condition.
Nah, actually, I was in worse condition than him. I could do less leg pulls than he could do.
That don't mean shit though. He's a grown ass man. You're a young woman. Like, different.
Yeah. I don't know, apparently I taught myself how to walk wrong. That's how this all happened.
Yeah.
Literally taught myself how to walk wrong. And I had to unlearn how to do that.
Dude, apparently I was reading a study that was saying that this is a thing that people with ADHD, like, amongst the population of people with ADHD, there are a lot of people who don't use their stabilizer muscles correctly, and they get muscle imbalances. And that was one of the main, like, speculations as to why there's actually a positive correlation between ADHD and fibromyalgia. It was a very interesting paper.
My knees are a lot stronger than my hips, which is really weird because your hips are naturally stronger than your... Is what they say.
The smell of John's house really wasn't enough for police to search.
I didn't realize it until I literally started collapsing because of that problem. Because I found out I do the same exact shit dad does, because sometimes your knee is not supposed to support all your body weight. Your hips are, right? Okay. So if your knees get tired and your hip doesn't cooperate, you will literally, like, your knee and everything will just, like, fucking lock on you and you will collapse.
Okay.
Scariest shit I have ever been through. I've been through a lot of scary shit, but when your body starts fighting against you and you're like, oh, I guess I'm going down now, you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
And the best part was I honestly thought that was normal for like 5 years of my life. I just thought it was what it was. And then Dad's like, that's not normal. Yeah. It's like, that's not normal. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Huh.
There's a lot of things I thought that was normal in my life that was not normal. Apparently. Like, cause you don't really talk about that shit to other people, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have those conversations about, like, stuff that happens to you randomly, or what you think could happen to you. It's also like, I found out the reason why I black out sometimes. Okay, so what happens is that my body apparently will black out if I'm, like, overheated, right? Stuff like that. But the main thing to make sure that I don't black out is that I can't be standing. I can't be standing like that for more.
Like with one of your knees locked?
Like locked or whatever, or if I'm just in position for like 20 minutes, I will be feeling dizzy, nauseous, going to the point of blacking out. Especially if I'm tired or overheated or all three, I will black out. That's why.
Yeah.
Because I was always tired.
Yeah.
Knees were locked and then I'd faint.
Yep.
So that's why.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, my body is that for some. Like, I don't know if that's... Sure, it's not good, like...
I mean...
But, like, I mean, like, is... Like, how... Like, I mean, like... Is it a common thing? Is that not a common thing?
I had not heard of it. In... At least in such terms, but, like... I will say definitely, like, just the general that like, neurodivergent people maybe, like, almost not their body in, you know, it's intended to be like when you stand, walk, do whatever.
Yeah.
Because of like sensory issues and all that, causing like physical issues, and also just like the general like huge amount of extra stress from there's, you know,
my friend literally had to teach me how to talk, and because talking
what?
for 5 years
talking?
I was regularly talking in third person.
For
5 years.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Not in front of me.
That's because I was literally like trying not to do that in front of like didn't know, but like not didn't know, but didn't want. Normal way of speaking was actually third person, so I literally, my friend still does it to me, in third person. Shit. Because I say stuff like, Alexa wants this, or...
Why though?
Well, it all started as like a, or as like a comment, and just like went really far, too far.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck? Like,
Yeah.
you need to describe in more detail, like the journey between,
They're
like, oh, haha, so like this, and then all of a sudden, Alexa can't stop speaking in third person. Alexa needs a psychological evaluation. Like, fuck?
I don't know, I apparently just prefer to